Hello, is it me you're looking for?
Hi, I saw your comms role come up and I just had to apply for it, and I thought the best way to introduce myself might be to do a little video to you while I'm making something from the HelloFresh repertoire. And the one that I've chosen to do today is Chamula spiced chicken. Now I've chosen that for a couple of reasons. The main reason is that's the things that we've got in stock. We're in a lockdown situation. But also it was one of my favourite things and introduced me to Zoo and Chamula, two things I'd never used before and I was quite scared of in the supermarket. So one thing that I am good at that's probably important for the role that you're looking for is I know what to show stakeholders and what not. And with that in mind, I've done a lot of the veg prep already because my approach to preparing veg is best described as rustic. So you don't need to see that. Also prioritization. I know your time is precious, you don't need to watch me doing that. So we're starting not quite from scratch, but you can trust that I have followed the recipe to the letter up to this point. As I mentioned, we're not currently doing HelloFresh at the moment because of the lockdown, but I walk it like I talk it. I now have both of these things in the cupboard because that's what you taught me. So why did I want this job? HelloFresh for me is something I feel really, really strongly about. We tried it probably like everybody else when there was 50% off, and we thought worst case scenario, we get a lot of nice food, we don't have to do it again, and we ended up doing it for years and years and years. And what happened to me, and where I feel like I could really do this on a higher level, is I became a proper brand advocate for it. I could not stop telling my friends. It wasn't just cooking, it became a bit of an event for me when we cooked HelloFresh in the evening, and I wanted other people to experience it. And I think one of the things that I'd want to tackle in this role is making more people like me, turning real consumers into advocates. It's something that you do really well. I love all the native advertising you do, I love all the case studies that you show, and it's something that I'd love to work inside. So I'm going to pause here to put the chicken in the pan. Here's some chicken chunks I prepared earlier. Now I'm getting on wash my hands. Big fan of HelloFresh. Now I consider myself to be a bit of a foodie. So one of the things that I was concerned about when we signed up was there wouldn't be enough variety for me, and that is certainly not something that I've found, as evidenced by the pile of recipes that I've kept to use again. And another thing that I really enjoy doing with them is like putting my own little twists on them as well. So it's really opened up my horizons in terms of what I eat and what I cook. It means that we don't waste things. Both me and my husband are really, really busy. We don't have time to shop big and in bulk. So what we were finding that we were doing was spending 20 to 30 pounds on a meal, having 4 chicken breasts when we really needed 2. So HelloFresh for us was not only like a common sense thing from a variety point of view, but also really, really convenient. Browning off the chicken. Now, referring to recipe card number 14, what else should I be doing? So, got the chicken. We now need to add the chamula, which I have here. Stir that in. Need to be careful with this pan because this hob is hotter than the fires of the sun. So it's something you have to add a lot of oil into. I typically use fry light instead of oil because, well, we're in lockdown at the moment and I'm not getting a lot of exercise. So that is one of the small cuts that I can make, which means that I can still keep up my wine drinking. Back to the recipe card. Put some scale-ups mainly in my career. I've had some big brand experience as well, but scale-ups and startups I love because they're really agile and you can really put your own stamp on a job role. And the job spec really, really appealed to me. The agility of it, the fact that no day is the same, the fact that you work to, you need to be agile. This suits me. What is next? I'll prep the veg, see? I've already done that. Amazing. Right, so need to remove the chicken and put it in this handy bowl that was just here, almost like I planned it. Now I'll level with you. 9 times out of 10, I leave the pan on and I make it too hot and things burn. So it doesn't matter how much experience I have in this, I never get it quite right. That's what the data shows me. I'm big into data, so that's another thing that really attracted me to the role. I'm constantly curious about what everybody else is up to, and for HelloFresh, I think the opportunities to use that data for comms are endless. And I'm desperate to peek behind the curtain of what you've got in your data house. I'm also super collaborative, as you'll know, because I've got an off-camera assistant and we're working seamlessly together. He's currently opening the window so all the smoke can go out. Another benefit of working with me, problem solver, solutions focus. I did make a playlist of songs that have the word hello and fresh in them, but I realised that would be an absolute continuity nightmare. So again, scalable ideas. Take a big idea, scale it down to something that's actually workable. I never used to use courgettes actually. I thought they were a bit of a so what vegetable, but you put them in so many of the boxes and so many of the dishes that you've kind of changed my mind. Right, the chicken's going back in. Important to take breaks and review what you've done. Again, in the spirit of preparing things earlier, I have the couscous already done. This was sitting on a different part of the counter, so you could argue that I'm working in a multi-territory environment, something that I am very, very comfortable with. I currently work with operations in Spain and Germany in my role that I'm in at the moment. It's a hub and spoke affair, so I define the strategy and then I push it out to everybody else to work on in their own way, because they've got the sector experience that they need to make sure that those ideas are done effectively. So it's I call it borderless content, which is a bit of a marketing term, isn't it? But it really does say what it does. So yeah, multi-territory, just like this couscous and this chicken. Now it does say add the chicken and veg to the couscous. Now can you see a problem with that? Yes. I'm a team player, so I'm not just going to eat this myself. I am going to share it with my husband. I would share it with my other two co-workers, but the cats aren't that interested in chamula, no matter how hard I try. They're just not cultured. Right, here we go. Chicken and veg is going into the bowl. I think I have definitely got more than enough ingredients here, probably to feed about 5 people, which is another beautiful thing about HelloFresh. It's taught me quite a lot about portion sizes. One of the things that I'm most proud of, having been a long-serving HelloFresh user, is I now know the right amount of rice to cook just by looking in the packet, and it was a hard-won victory, that one. Right, just blend this together, because we know that things work better when they work together. Cross-channel working, again, absolutely flawless segue into that. Very, very keen on it. I work very closely with SEO teams as standard, because I love to challenge the notion that you can't measure PR in terms of success. And I know it's very easy to say that things are, it's brand, it's intangible, it's like oxygen. I totally believe that to be true, but I also think there's a way that you can measure it in a way that all stakeholders can understand its underlying value. And SEO is a brilliant way to do that. Right, now on to my favourite bit, the taste part. My compliments to the chef. It's me. Right, it is time to plate up. Now, one of the benefits, or sometimes flaws, if you're in a restaurant with me and you're watching me do a flat lay, is how I like to style food. I used to work with quite a prominent food blogger and she taught me all I know, so I can't even have a salad without putting a bit of beetroot or something on the top for a little pop of colour. So, in the spirit of teamwork, because I cooked, I'm definitely going to ask my husband to do the clean up after this. But if he's going to say no, we can just work it out. We can compromise. It's an important part of being professional and a wife. Right, look at that, we did it. One thing missing. If I had the access to all of the vegetables and garnishes that I'd normally have when I was able to go to the supermarket, I'd definitely be chopping something green and putting it on the top. Unfortunately, that's not something that we can do today. So yeah, I'm going to eat this. I wanted to make this video just to demonstrate how enthusiastic about HelloFresh I am and how excited I am at the opportunity to potentially work with you. I will answer some of the harder questions on my official covering letter, but this is just to introduce me. I'm Vix Leyton. I could be your next comms person.